Welcome to day 21 of the school year. Fill in that 21st box. Let's go ahead and write down our beginning fraction. Our denominator is always our total amount, so we have a total amount of 180 school days, and we're currently on day 21. Now we want to find the factors of our numerator. Our numerator is 21. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property, you can also write it as 21 times 1. Now we're going to try our factors in an orderly fashion using our divisibility rules. So after 1, we try the next number, which is 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 1 is odd, so 2 is not a factor. And if 2 is not a factor, that eliminates all even numbers, because for an even number to work, 2 would have to work. So all we need to try now are odd numbers. So the rule for 3 is that you add the digits together. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And it doesn't matter how many digits are in the number. This rule always works in base 10. So since 3 is a multiple of 3, 3 is a factor. 3 times 7, 7 times 3. Now all we need to do is try the odd numbers between 3 and 7. And that's 5. That's the only odd number between those two. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 1, so 5 is not a factor. We get to 7, and we're done. So let's list our factors from least to greatest. 1, 3, 7, 21. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 factors. That is more than 2 factors, so it is composite. And we need to find our greatest common factor. So we'll start with 21, and if that doesn't work, we'll keep going until we find one that works. So remember, it does not matter what your groups look like, just as long as you have 21 in each group and you do not have the shaded with the unshaded. So here, 9 plus 10 is 19 plus 2 is 21. I'm going to use the idea of decomposition to help me here. 8 plus 10 is 18, plus 3 is 21. 7 plus 10 is 17, plus 4 is 21. 6 plus 10 is 16, plus 5 is 21. 5 plus 10 is 15, plus 6 is 21. 4 plus 10 is 14, plus 7 is 21. 7 plus 10 is 13, plus 8 is 21. And I have 12 left over, so I can't make a group of 21. That means that 21 is not a common factor. 21 is not a factor of 180. So it is not our greatest common factor. We need to try the next one. So 21 didn't work, so now we need to try 7. So let's make groups of 7. Remember, keep your shaded all together and your unshaded. Do not mix the two together, because then you have a fraction in a fraction. So make sure you keep your groups of 7 separate in your shaded and unshaded. Okay. So make sure you have 7 in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can use ideas of decomposition to help you. You can also look and know that If I count over here, 7 plus 3 is 10, so if I cut off 3 in each of these rows, I can make groups of 7 here, and then I just have to do groups of 7 in what's left over. So use your logic and reasoning to help you go a little bit faster with making your groups. They should still be groups. If you'd rather count, you feel more comfortable with that, it does work. It takes a little bit longer, but it does definitely work. Okay, so now I'm going back and making my groups of 7 here. I have 5 left over. I just needed 2 more to make another group of 7, but I don't have those 2. So that means 7 didn't work. So let's go ahead and try our groups of 3. Again, make sure you keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. And make sure you have 3 in each group. So put your shaded into groups of 3, and now let's put the unshaded into groups of 3. Use what you know about numbers to help you make your groups. The more you understand about numbers, how they decompose, how they work together, the easier, more difficult math concepts become. There we go. Every square is in a group, so that means 3 is our greatest common factor. Finally found one. Okay. Now let's count up our total amount of groups. So I have 3 groups of 3 in each row here. So I'm going to count by 3s and then go back and count that column. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. There are a total of 60 groups. And 3, 6, 7 groups shaded in. Okay, now that I've proved the division with my model, because I did divide it into groups of 3, now I'm going to do it with my algorithm. I'm going to divide by my greatest common factor, the shaded area I put into groups of 3, the whole thing I put into groups of 3. I'm always going to divide by the same amount, and it has to work for both. Otherwise, I can't use it. So I did 3, and then here. Let's see. Let's try 3 times 20. Because the placeholder just moves it over a place. 2 times 3 is 6. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Do that again. 20 times 3 is 60. Numbers the same, zeros a game. And then this is just 12. Take away 6. 12 take away 6 is 6 still, so I have 60 again, and I know how to get 60. That's 20 times 3. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add up my partial quotients, 20, 40, 60. Okay, over here, let's see, I'm going to do 5 times 3 is 15. I have more on the floor. Go next door. Regroup 10 more. 11. Take away 5 is 6. Numbers the same. 0 is the game. Now I'm going to multiply by 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Numbers the same. 0 is the game. Add these together. 5 plus 2 more is 7. Now we need to check. To check, we do the divisor times the quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder for both is 0, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, I don't need to worry about adding the 0. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. 180 matches my dividend up here. 21 matches my dividend up here. So they both check. They have to actually do the multiplying to check, not just write it down. Okay, my numerator is definitely 7. My denominator is definitely 60. Now let's go ahead and write it on our data collection page. Trimester 1, week 5. Today is 9/6/19. Our fraction for today is 7/60ths. 7/60ths. Let's go ahead and get out our number line. We did groups of 3. So we only have down 1/60th. So here we have 2 pieces. So we have 2/60ths. 1, 2, 3, 3/60ths. 2 is equivalent, 2/60ths is equivalent to 3/90ths and 1/30th. 3 is equivalent to 1/20th. 4/60ths is equivalent to 3/45ths, 6/90ths, and 1/15th. 5/60ths is equivalent to something in the 5s and 1/12th. 6/60ths is equivalent to something in the 2s, in the 6s, and the 9s, and 1/10th. And then today, 7/60ths. There's nothing equivalent below it, and the only one that's equivalent above it is 21/180ths. So this is our simplest form, our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. All right, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.